In this video, I'll show you some basic swing trading momentum screens based on price retracements in stocks that are in a rising trend. There is an article available on the website in the documentation section which gives some more general explanation of what exactly a retracement or pullback strategy entails and the various ways in which it can be used. Using the screens from this video, we will look for stocks that are in close proximity to some popular moving averages, such as the 20, 50 and 200 simple moving average. Using Chartmill, we can thus very accurately determine price levels which offer a nice opportunity if the existing trend recovers. The retracement technique is opposite to the breakout strategy, where a position is taken when the price breaks out above a specific price level. A specific breakout strategy based on a breakout above the 52-week average has already been described in this video, of which a link now appears on the screen. My name is Christoph and welcome to Chartmill. For this strategy, first plot the 20, 50 and 200 simple moving averages as default overlays on the charts. To do so, select the stock screener page and click the main chart tab. Click on the blue plus sign and select Overlay to add. From the drop-down menu, press the S key once so that the simple moving average overlay appears and select it. In the next screen, fill in the look back period, and in this case I'll start with the 20 daily moving average and choose a color. Next, click the blue Add Indicator button. Now also add the 50 and 200 simple moving average in the same way. Once that is done, you will see that all three are listed in the indicator field. The different moving averages are now all visible in the chart. And if you want to save this chart setting so you don't have to add them manually each time, click on this icon and choose an appropriate name for this chart setting. One of the main conditions to be met when looking for long setups for this strategy is the price trend, which should be positive at least in the medium and long term. And for this purpose we set up the following filters. Select the Performance tab on the stock screener page. For both the SMA 20, 50 and 200, we set the condition that the SMA is rising. In addition, we determine that the SMA 20 should be higher than the SMA 50 and the SMA 200. And for the SMA 50, that it should be higher than the SMA 200. The results you get with this are stocks of which both the SMA 20, 50 and 200 are rising, which means that the stock has a rising trend in the short, medium and long term. By also defining that these different SMAs must be in perfect order, you define the condition that the average price for the short term must be higher than the medium term, which itself must also be higher than the long term. This is an additional important filter that ensures that in most cases we see clear upward trends in the retained stocks. Since we are looking for stocks that are showing an intermediate price decline in a rising trend, we want to filter those stocks that are in the proximity of one of the above simple moving averages. This can be done through a number of standard filters available in Chartmill, but also by using custom filters created by ourselves, and we will look at both options. First, the available standard filters. In the stock screener for both the SMA 20, 50 and 200, you can specify that the price must quote within 2 or 5% of that particular moving average. To do so, go to the Performance tab on the stock screener page and click on the Price versus SMA menu. Open the drop-down menu and select the desired option. For example, if I set as a condition that the price must be within 2% of the 20 daily moving average, then I get these results. These are the results if I maintain the 2% condition, but this time relative to the 50 daily moving average. Another interesting filter is the condition that the price must cross a specific moving average upward. This too can be defined for different moving averages. And moreover, you can combine these standard filters with each other. If, for example, I add that the price should cross the SMA 20 upwards, I will not only be presented with the stocks that are less than 2% away from the SMA 20, but these stocks must additionally have crossed the SMA 20 upwards on the last trading day. For those of you who want even more control, they can use the Custom Expressions section. Here you can also set filters on the high, low and close of a trading day, even based on the price of the previous trading day. The basic trend filters remain the same, but with the custom filters you can even better define how close the price should be to the simple moving average. In this first example I'm going to show you right now, I will use 3 separate custom filters that define that the low of the last candle should be below the SMA 50, while the close of that same candle still ended above the SMA 50, but no more than 1%. So for the first custom filter, for the left hand side use property and then low price, for the comparison itself smaller than, and for the right hand side property again and then SMA 50. This first custom filter defines that the low of the last candle has to be lower than the SMA 50 value. For the second custom filter, left hand side property and then current price, for the comparison itself bigger than, and for the right hand side property and then SMA 50. This second custom filter defines that the current price of the most recent candle has to be bigger again than the SMA 50. Now for the third custom filter, for the left hand side use property and then current price, for the comparison itself now equals to or smaller than, and for the right hand side we use a new expression. Left hand side SMA 50, for the operator use the multiplication sign, and for the right hand side choose constant and then add a value of 1.01. This sub-expression in this third custom filter is used to determine the value of the SMA 50, which is exactly 1% more than the current value, because the value of the SMA 50 is multiplied by 1.01. This new value is then used to define that the current price should stay within 1% of the SMA 50. As you can see from the results, you now only get the stocks whose low is below the SMA 50, but whose closing is above the SMA 50 within a maximum of 1%. Now for this second example, I continue with the same filters, but I'm going to add an additional filter that defines the closing price of the previous trading day. So for the left hand side I use property and then previous close, for the comparison itself equal to or smaller than, and for the right hand side a new expression. For the left hand side I use SMA 50, for the operator the multiplication sign, and for the right hand side use constant and add a value of 0.99. So with this additional filter I configured that the closing price of the previous trading day must be at least 1% lower than the SMA 50. And with this combination of filters you get, for example, a stock such as Gentherm Incorporated, which exhibits a reversal pattern at the level of the SMA 50. Such patterns form the basis of low risk entries where you can maintain a stop loss just below the low of those last 2 candles. Now to be clear, in this case I would wait until the price can rise above the existing resistance before considering a possible long position. We've added some basic screen retracement ideas to the Trading Ideas section. So on the Trading Ideas page, open the Trading Strategy drop-down menu and select the option Pullback Retracement. If you want a list view, you can select the corresponding option over here. There are some basic retracement screens for both the SMA 20 and 50. Keep in mind though that these are basic screens where only the 2% rule is retained. But it's a good starting point and you can add additional filters as I have demonstrated in this video. Now, the number of the quality of the results can vary greatly from day to day and will depend on many factors. For example, if the general market condition is very bullish with a lot of momentum, then these pullback screens will not give many setups and you may be better off with a breakout filter screen. The filter will, however, give a nice wide selection that can be used to further fine-tune manually. Remember that the more converging elements are present at the same time, the better the quality of the setup will be. This concludes this video. Hopefully it was useful and you realize how powerful the use of custom filters can be. They offer a whole range of new possibilities in addition to the existing filters. I am actually very curious if you have used custom filters yourself, and if so, in what way. So be sure to let me know in the comments below. Please don't forget to like this video, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please do so. You would be doing us a big favor. So thanks in advance and see you next time.